And who Stamford police say fled the state after a deadly stabbing last year is now charged with murder. News 12 Connecticut's Marissa Alter is at the courthouse in Stamford where he was arraigned today. Marissa, police have been looking for this man for quite a while.
Della, there's been an arrest warrant for this suspect for more than a year. He was a fugitive from justice since October 2020 until last month when U.S. Marshals arrested him outside Houston, Texas. He arrived back in Connecticut yesterday. After 14 months on the run, Samuel Delfiro Zapata Herrera went before a judge accused of a bar fight turned deadly. Police say he stabbed Isaías Sagastume Aceituno outside Reyes Bar and Grill on Stillwater Avenue the night of October 4th, 2020. And it was all caught on surveillance video, which the prosecutor said in court clearly identifies Zapata Herrera.
It shows that this was not an act of self-defense, that the defendant charged at the victim, stabbing him repeatedly well after any altercation had terminated. In fact, I believe the victim's hands were up in a show of surrender, more or less.
Police say the two men didn't know each other before. The whole incident began inside the bar with a confrontation between the victim and the suspect's cousin.
Some information we have is that it possibly could have been something as minor as being bumped in the bar.
But Zapata Herrera's arrest warrant shows it escalated after the victim lunged at the suspect's cousin and had to be escorted out by the bouncer. When the suspect and his cousin left a few minutes later, the fight continued outside. Police say Zapata Herrera pulled a knife and stabbed the victim 14 times. The victim ran up the street, collapsing on the sidewalk, where a person driving by saw him and flagged down nearby police. Investigators publicly named Zapata Herrera as their suspect a few days later, but it was believed he'd already left the state.
Once we determined that he did flee the area, we reached out to our partners in the U.S. Marshal Service, who helped us extensively on this case in tracking him down.
Zapata Herrera's bond was set at $1.5 million. There's also an ICE detainer on him. Police say he's originally from Guatemala, but had been living in Stamford for 2 years. In Stamford, Marissa Alter, News 12, Connecticut.